Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. My throat is a little bit off. I have gotten hit with the crud, as people saw in my post earlier. But welcome. I'm excited for people to be here. And, don't hesitate to shoot me a message if you've got questions. But tonight I thought I'm at home and it is cold out, as you know. And so I am sitting here by my fire. So you can see my fire in my fireplace going. And I thought we would talk a little bit about Imbolc tonight. So Imbolc is a pagan holiday that is coming up on the 1st of February. And some people know it as St. Brigid's Day in the Christian faith. And this is a very, very old Gaelic fire festival that's gone back for centuries and centuries, guys. And I just thought I'd talk just a little bit about it to kind of, pique your interest if you're curious about it. And if I do cough during my, if I do some coughing, I am so sorry. It is just what it is with my lovely throat and everything tonight. So, with that being said, I just thought I would talk a little bit about another name for Imbolc is Candelamas, and this is just a central practice of lighting candles. The big candles and colors that are usually used at this point in time are going to be white, gold, silver, and green, because we are bringing in abundance, number one. Number two, fun fact, it is the halfway mark between winter solstice and Ostara, which is the spring equinox. So it's like kind of almost the halfway point, give or take a day or two. And it's kind of comical because depending on where you're located, a Lammas or I'm sorry, not Lammas, my apologies. Candelamas or Imbolc can be reflected on either the 1st or the 2nd of February, depending on where you're located. But generally, you hear about it on the 1st of February. And if you think about what do we celebrate around that time? Groundhog's Day, at least from here. For Puck, how do you say his name? Puxatani, Phil. I can never remember it, but Gina always remembers for me what that lovely little creature's name is. But that's, it was just like a time, a time frame that they put in. But Brigid's flame, so Brigid, the goddess Brigid, which is Celtic or Gaelic, one of the things that what we talk about with this is with that time frame, people would utilize her because her flame that she would produce, hence why I've got the fire going, was the eternal flame. This is what it was known for. It was to keep us going, to keep the sun's strength going for the rest of that winter year as we are slowly starting to come out of the darkness and going more into the light. Another thing people will really be fascinated to know is the Brigid cross. How many of you guys have seen the Brigid cross? Do you remember what that looks like? I'm going to show you a picture of it, just because it'll make more sense to you, because some people don't know what that is. And when you see it, when you recognize it, you're going to go, oh, wow, I know what that is. But this is a big symbol. Brigid's cross. There we go. Sorry, I'm slow. No, I don't want to do that. Jeepers creepers. Here we go. Can you see that? Those are Brigid's crosses. And, those are, they're just really, really pretty. And what they represent is when you're doing the weaving of the crosses and, taking the straw pieces and weaving them, they were used for protection of your home. So a lot of times they would put that over the doorway or on the door to protect your home. So it's just a beautiful symbolization that I like to be able to teach you a little bit more about. And, it also brings in prosperity. We're in the dead of winter, you guys. I mean, think about it. Look at how cold it is outside. Ick, ick. Even like this coming Friday here in the Twin Cities, they're saying the high, just the high, is going to be 9-10 below zero. Yuck. This is where I should be in Hawaii right now. Unfortunately, I'm going to be here. I won't be in Hawaii yet. So, I got to suffer through the cold with all of you guys, but this is a great time for doing fire festivals and, having that warmth in your home to bring in abundance and banish the longevity of winter, so to speak. It's kind of giving us that fresh little insight of there's that spring eternal hope, so to speak. So, just being offer, thinking of that for offerings. So Brigid, who is a beautiful, beautiful goddess, she is more of a like a hearth type goddess. And so one of the things that's always beautiful with this is, you can give offerings of like bread, milk, flowers. You could write poetry to her, or you could just leave out a white cloth. A lot of cultures will leave out a white cloth, and what that would represent overnight for her was it was a blessing. You were asking her to bestow blessings upon you. So that was what that represented. Oh, yes, yes, Diane, I am. I am. I have that going on, and there's still tickets available. You'll have to go to my website to sign up for that. But yes, I do. I still have seats available for that. I will be there Saturday. We're just looking at. I look at the fact that when people are out in that bitter, bitter cold, I know that it's going to be cold on Saturday too, but sometimes cars don't start. And for my staff, they were really concerned about it. So they actually asked me, "Hey, do you think that we could potentially do this?" And I said, absolutely. So I'm trying to help out everybody. So just so you know. But yeah, so another thing that starts happening, so back to Brigid, honoring her and whatnot. She's just this beautiful goddess. And she reflects like you see her in a statue a lot of times, and she'll have a lamb next to her and she's carrying like wheat, or she'll have, straw in her hands. So she's a very mothering goddess. And a lot of people start to do, excuse me. I am so sorry. Feasting, that's the mullein. The mullein is pulling all the crud out. It's an expectorant. It's all about the feasting. And so you're gonna feast on very rich foods, like, think comfort foods, right? Like your hot dishes, or maybe breads, or like oatmeal, that kind of stuff, just something thick that's going to be more of a comfort food. But it was a big time of feasting, just being, for you to know. And then, of course, connecting with nature. So another way you can honor her is going out and connecting with nature. Is go out and go for a walk. You know, pay attention to the beauty around you. Look at the songbirds that are singing right now in the winter. There's all sorts of fun things that you can do. Relighting a hearth fire. That's what I'm doing here for you guys tonight. I'm giving you a little sample of it, and it feels really good too, because like I said, it's bitter cold out tonight, and I'm going to shift about because I'm sitting on the floor and my back gets sore. Sorry about that. Another thing you can do too is clean your house. This is a great time for a cleaning and reset. We always usually do this in January, out with the old, in with the new. You know what? Great time to do this right here at the beginning of the season, the beginning of February. Another thing you can do is blow a little cinnamon into your door on the 1st. Just a little bit, just a little smidge, because with animals, you don't want them to get into cinnamon, but just like a blowing in a little bit of cinnamon into your door on the 1st, because it brings in prosperity and abundance, health, wealth into your home. Now, the wealth doesn't have to be financial. It could be wealth of family love. It could be wealth of security with your family or your friends. There's so many different things. That we're going to be, that you could be doing with that. But cleaning your house. So when you're cleaning your house, when you're, taking your pot in or your bucket and you're scrubbing your floors, throw a little rosemary in it. Throw a little bit of lavender in it. It's a great way to do a spiritual cleansing with your home too. It's a wonderful thing to do. Speaking about cleansing and even maybe a little protection. I had made a comment about protection too. Brigid is a great protector, like I said, for your home. But what if you're driving in the car? So there's so many things that people can do when you're driving in a car. Like, a lot of people carry evil eyes in their car. Totally fine. But you can do crystals too. So I've got This is one of my crystals. I'm going to show it to you. This is called my Enhanced Protection Crystal Bracelet. And I have a whole bunch of different stuff on here. So there is black obsidian, smoky quartz. I have got a little bit of moonstone. There's a white one in there. There you go. There's my moonstone for my goddess energy. And of course, black tourmaline, polished black tourmaline. And so you can carry these stones in your pocket, put them in a little sachet, put them in your car. And it's a great way to protect your car. That way you don't have to worry about somebody, I don't know, stealing the car or getting into a car accident. There's all sorts of kind of things, you know what I mean, that you can do. So I got a question here from, I think it's Ange 8158. It says, what kind of questions do you answer? Sorry, I'm a newbie, but I'm interested in also from Midwest Indie. Okay, so you know what? Just ask away. That's what I'm here for. You're new to new to my show. I have been a practicing witch of over 50 years. I'm an RN. I am also an herbalist, a Reiki master, and I dabble in Akashic records and help people with that. So I'm a healer. So go ahead and ask anything that you'd like to do. I'm always here to answer questions for anybody that would like to know. But when we're talking protection again, because I was talking a little bit about Brigid, there's so many things. You can get a little sachet of protective herbs, like rosemary is fantastic for protection. Lavender, again, is protective. There's, motherwort is a great one for being protective. You can have a little sachet in your car, that will protect you. If you're from the Christian faith, you could have a guardian angel that you are carrying with you, or maybe one of the saints, or maybe even one of the archangels, depending on what your passion is. There's so many different things. And I just want people to be able to be safe in their cars, because you know what? It is winter. People slide around with all the snow and the blow here in the Midwest. So we just don't want you to have a little fender bender or anything like that. And of course, we also want you, to stay safe, in this cold weather. So again, fires. Another thing you can do is candle, when I was talking about a candelamas, which is again Imbolc. I'm going to go swing back to that for a moment. Lighting candles and placing a candle in each of your windows to bring the light back to you, so we're bringing the sunlight back to make it longer days and shorter nights. You typically see that around the Christmas holiday, where people put a single candle in the window, and the folklore from that goes way, way back. I mean, women would do that for their seafaring husbands and partners when they would go out to sea way, way, way back, to light their way home for their sailors to come home. But we do that with Brigid too, and we do that to bring back the warmth of the sun into your life. So it's just kind of fun to do that. How many of you guys are planning on being home this weekend and making warm food? Warm food is good right now. I know I was having some of my homemade turkey soup that was left over from Christmas, to help with my throat, along with my lemon ginger tea. And warm, that whole ambiance of warmth is so important right now to kind of help us get over this little bumpy, tail end right before we hit the beautiful spring. We get that little leg. We had the cute little January thaw, and then we went into the frigid cold. So yeah, that's just, what we're going to do is lighting those candles to bring that warmth back in, bring that sun back in. Angie is asking another question. Okay, let me see here. I'm fascinated with all of it. I'm always drawn to things like witches and goddesses. I am a Christian, but I also love all things that go back to nature. By the way, I think it's what TBH. I'm not real good with those things. I have a horrible memory, but I want to. And there's nothing wrong with being a Christian witch. There's many, many people who are Christian witches. How I look at it is this. I was born and raised very Christian. I was Missouri Synod Lutheran. I always make the joke, the Catholics and the Baptists had a baby and my religion was it. So we have that going on. My fire is dying. Hang on, guys. I'm going to just throw a log on the fire here. There we go. And then we're going to just cover that up. There we go. We don't want to get sparks and splatters at us. But anyway, yeah, so you can utilize nature. Nature is a phenomenal thing, and if you think about Mother Earth, we always want to go back to Mother Earth. So a lot of Christians actually practice variants of witchcraft. So don't feel ashamed of it. It's okay. You can call upon, different like I said, archangels to help you. Jesus can be your deity. So there's so many variants that you can use with that. In fact, I've got a couple of friends that are Christian witches. So absolutely, there's nothing scary about it at all. Oh, excuse me. This coming weekend, I wanted to let people know too that we are going to be doing a class. It's called Protection Spellcraft. So if you're really into, spell crafting and learning about, how to do that and ground and center yourself so that you can just kind of get rid of like all the winter ick off of you, please feel free to join our class. I'm actually running a special. My classes generally are a bit more expensive. And I'm only charging $25 a head. So to get, a one-on-one with Witch Jodi at $25 a head is a heck of a deal. So if you want to sign up for that, like I said, I think I've got 10 seats left. I just put the announcement out yesterday. So I started out with 20 and half of them are gone already. So there you go. It looks like, do you know much? Let's see here. Do you know much or believe about reincarnation? I recently had a psychic tell me that I was a Mayan in my previous life. Absolutely, I do believe in reincarnation. So working in the Akashic records, it's a energetic library. Excuse me. And so what you do is you go to, I'm trained in it first and foremost. I've been doing this for like over 20 years. Keep that in mind. I do not encourage people who do not know what they are doing to go do this because of traumas it can bring up for people. But you go into the Akashic records and you get to see it's like this big immense library of energetic proportion, and you get to see all your past lives, what happened. You can break karmic, traumas, karmic, curtain. I don't want to say curses, but karmic, ties. So you can do all sorts of stuff there. Yes, I totally believe in reincarnation. To be honest with you, it fathoms me how people don't believe in it when I'm also a medium. So for me, I talk to the dead all the time, and it's interesting. People who are super, super Christian, um, when they go to the other side and they realize that it's not the way they were brought up to believe, that it's a little bit different. It's still very beautiful. It's all wonderful, but it's not the way man has taught what heaven is truly about. It's unconditional love. This is the best way I know how to explain it. You have never felt so loved before in all your life. It is just this soul comfort, like you've been there before, you're going home. I like to describe when we're here on the earth, um, we're kind of playing a play. I mean, that's the best way for me to put it. We're acting out a play. We're kind of going to school, so to speak, the human school, to learn different things. And we choose to come here and do this. Um, you sit here and you think, why in the heck would I choose to live in Minnesota when I could have chose somewhere nice and warm to live, like, I don't know, Florida, Hawaii, whatever, on an island in the Caribbean. And honestly, we choose these lives so that we can have a wonderful experience. What I find fascinating from you when you had a psychic tell you that you were a Mayan in the past life, I want you to think about this for a minute. If you've ever been to Mexico, and I don't know if you have or not, um, when you can, when you feel you could go there at some point in time, if you have not been, go to Chichen Itza. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me on this, do some research on it. I've had a Mayan life once in my past, and I am so connected there that when I go down there, I'm telling you, I just feel like, oh, well, this should be here. This should be here. It's like I almost get little like visions of where things should be standing and being. It's really bizarre. So it's really kind of fascinating for me. Cindy says, I am an empath. Recently, there has been so much negative energy, anger, sadness in the air. How can I shield myself from this? And recently, it has become so overwhelming at times. A lot of us are feeling that. Um, Remember a couple things. I always tell everybody, and I'll say it at the end of my program, stay safe, stay vigilant. And what I mean is just when I say stay vigilant, I'm saying stay vigilant. Pay attention to your surroundings so you feel safe. Okay, so you feel safe, number one. Number two, at the end of the day, a little bit of meditation. Take some of that deep breath in and exhale out. Take a shower, rinse the negativity off. Um, citrus fruits actually, they kind of perk your endorphins in your brain to give you a little bit more of a happy sensation. It's kind of like people who suffer from SAD, that's seasonal depression disorder. And so people want to go somewhere warm because they need a little bit more sunlight. Now, I'm not going to encourage people to go lay in a tanning bed, but you get the UV rays from it because, again, bad for the skin. I don't encourage that. But if that's something you need to do, then do it. Build your aura up. So I like, if any of you guys have ever watched the Twilight series, if you remember way back when, the very last one, I think it was called Breaking Dawn 2, when Kristen Stewart was pushing her energy, her force field out to incorporate her people, her clan. She'd push her energy out and her clan would be standing back here so that, they couldn't push that pain over onto her. That was Dakota Fanning that would push the pain onto people. It's like that. Push your aura out to protect you. You have a boundary. Push it out. I want you to think about that. So when you're feeling super overwhelmed, being an empath, you have to learn to ground, center, and protect yourself and block certain things. And that's okay. And you can do that wearing crystals. Crystals is a great way, or keeping them in your pocket, great way. If you've got a talisman or an amulet you like to wear, you can do that. When you are wearing your special necklace, okay, so I'll utilize mine right here. So wearing your special necklace, right? Put it in your right hand. Talk to your necklace and give it a command. Tell your necklace what to do. You tell your necklace that anytime I wear you, you are protecting me from anything negative. You're protecting me from all these bad feelings that I've been feeling. I just need a break. That's what you do, honey. And it's going to help. Let me see her. Shelly has, Angie 8158. It's called Chitsa Nitsa. And Kelly is on my background. Kelly, if you can spell out Chichen Itza for her, because I can't do it and watch at the same time. Kelly is my background producer. She's helping me out. So she'll put that out there for you. Shelly, for your question, I need space from my boss after a heated conversation where he gaslit me in a meeting. I fear if I don't take the time, my boss will get me fired. Do you have any cloves at home? Any whole cloves from cooking over the holidays? Bring your cloves to work. Take the whole little jar. Shove it in your pocket. It doesn't need to be open. Cloves are a great way of pushing out and having protection, number one. Number two, it gives you courage. And number three, it will, how do I explain this? It's going to de-escalate. It should de-escalate issues. It'll kind of keep your boss at bay for a while until things kind of cool down. I think a lot of people at this point in time are feeling pressures from all sorts of stuff. And again, in this day and age, we just remember to have a little bit of self-care. Always give yourself self-care. If that means taking a hot bath, a hot shower, going on vacation, do those little self-care things, because there's just so much going on. I mean, think about it. We're coming into the tax season. We're coming off the long winter with the cold that most of us here in the Midwest don't necessarily like. There's just a lot all over the place. And you have to, I always tell people, I take care of a lot of people. I take care of a plethora of people up here in the area that I live in. And you have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And when you don't, you wear yourself down and you get sick, like me. I just got run down. I've been doing, year-end books and, for my accountant, and I've been doing, helping my daughter prep. She's getting ready to move. So I'm helping her. I'm helping my grandson. I've got all these little things going on. And I didn't eat real good and I didn't take my vitamin C, and then it hit me because I have an autoimmune disease. So I kind of got hit. So I took care of myself and did what I needed to do, and it's going to be fine. I'll get well, like probably within 48 hours, I'll be back to par. That's just how my body is. I reset. I laid in bed all day today just to kind of give myself a little bit extra. But when we are dealing with empathic things, my son is very, very empathic, and my daughter is too. And, you know, I even have empathic skills on top of everything else I do. When you're a medium, how do you not? You learn to check in with yourself. Check in with this, your heart. You know, we want to give love right now. There's a lot of scary out there. I know there's a lot of unknowns out there right now. Love. Remember, we're all human beings. It's humanity. Let's take care of one another. Let's lift each other up. I always like to say, you know, we're witches working with witches to build each other up, women building women up, or, you know, it doesn't matter, men, women, it doesn't matter to me. We build each other up so that we can accomplish great things together. So finding that niche that you need, you know, to feel better, do it. You know, just do what you need to do for yourself. Go swimming, go to a hotel and go swimming, you know, whatever it is that you need to do. I love Diane put out, don't take the bait, choose love, not hate. That's very beautiful. I just think that at this point in time, it's just, let's just be kind to one another. Let's just be happy. The more happy we push out, the more love we push out, eventually it'll win. That's what we got to do. With that being said, my voice is starting to go. We've been going I'm going to go for another 5 minutes, so that we're kind of at 30 minutes. But again, if you are interested in any classes, I do have a website. Please look it up. It's called Midwest Witchery Healing. There's no and in it. So it'll say www.midwestwitcheryhealing.com. And you can go to classes and events, and there's different classes coming up right now. Like I said, I popped this one out there just for Saturday. Oh, here comes my fire back. You can kind of see it going. We have a group. It's called Cackle and Cauldron. Cackle and Cauldron. We meet on the first Sunday of the month at my shop, at my classroom, and it's a great way to meet other people in the area that might have the same, like, you know, thought mindsets with witchcraft or herbs or medicinals or whatever you are thinking about doing. But it's just like an open forum. I always tell people, bring your coffee, bring your tea, bring your Diet Coke, whatever floats your boat, and just hang out with us for a couple hours and meet people in the community. I do an awful lot of giving back to the community. So I do ask, if you come, if you can spare a can or two of non-perishables, please do that for me, because I give back to Valley Outreach and to Community Thread. So I'm helping a lot of, you know, community members that are in need, that may have lost their jobs, or heaven forbid, you know, there was a fire, or anything for that matter. But I do an awful lot of watching out for the community. So please consider coming and visiting us. I also have got sound bowl healings that are going to be starting up toward the end of February. I do not have the date yet, because I'm waiting for some chairs, special chairs for it. But I'm going to be doing sound bowl healings to help kind of reset the frequencies in your body and to help you feel better about things. We have, you know, we've got great practitioners that do Reiki and stuff. If you need that, if you feel the need that you just need to wash the ick off, let us know. You can always email me. I've got an email at Midwest Witchery Healing. No, it's midwestwitchery@gmail.com. You can email me and I'll see what I can do to help you out too. But other than that, you guys, you know, drink lots of fluids right now. Keep your vitamin C up. keep taking your echinacea, your mullein, and your zinc so you don't get sick like me. And with that, my love to all of you. Stay safe and stay vigilant out there, and take care of yourselves.
Something new is unfolding at the Edge. The latest issue of Edge magazine is here, filled with voices that awaken your heart, expand your mind, and remind you that you're part of something much bigger. Explore conscious living, holistic wellness, energy healing, spirituality, and the art of awakening, all in one inspiring space. Awaken, discover, connect, and be curious. Print editions are now on the streets, and you can also read it online at edgemagazine.net. Welcome to The Edge. We have been waiting for you. You are right where you are supposed to be. Welcome home.